Measures are a branch of DAX, data analysis expression, which deals with aggregated or numerical data. A measure can easily be created from either the Home tab or the Modeling tab. It is as simple as clicking the new measure and typing the particular measure you want to create or the name of the measure you want to create. Now, measures are aggregated forms of data analysis expression that can perform mathematical calculations, which means we can find the sum, the average, and also perform different other calculations and filtering functions on them. If you've never used measures before, do not worry. I'll be creating a full dashboard creation from scratch and be pasting how I created each and every single step here on my channel. So from above, we can see I am getting the total quantity of products ordered by consumers. In the data that I was given, in the transaction table, there was a space for quantity, which means the total quantity of goods that were sold by the business. So how can I now get the total quantity of this product? This is simply going to be the sum of all the quantities in that particular table. Using measures from data analysis expressions, we are able to perform this aggregated summation, which includes summing each value from the first quantity to the last quantity. Now think about if my total amount of data was over 1,000 or over 1,000,000 or so much that I can't really count. Now you see how important measures are. It does this calculation seamlessly, and then it doesn't add extra data to your worksheet. So instead of calculated columns that add tables to your already made data, measure saves them at the back till where you want to use them for visualizations, either in your tables or in your cards, or use them for filtering. We can use this measure formula to calculate and solve for different things, ranging from the total revenue gotten from each product, the orders that we see above, the total cost of the products we inquired, the return of investment, the ROI, and also even do a profit status, so on and so forth. These measures can also be formatted to look unique and to have some certain kind of function. Now, some measures that, like I just said, revenue are currency financial measures. So it is important and imperative that when creating this measure, we select, instead of whole number, we add currency. If you're a Nigerian, you can select the currency for Naira. If you're from another country, you can select your country's currency and place it right there. If you incur any error or any fault in this particular area, you can change the currency of your locale in settings. We can also ascribe the amount of decimal points that should be behind the number, and so on and so forth. Since total quantity is a whole number, not a currency, or a numerical value, not a currency, we use whole number because we just want the exact number and not decimals. Also, we can perform more advanced functions or calculations or aggregated functions right here in the measures. And again, the most important factor about measures is it doesn't add extra data to your file, unlike the calculated columns. Take, for instance, you're working with data that have millions and millions of rows. Adding more rows to that data, will it be advisable? Of course not. That's why we stick to creating measures. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. If you want more content on Power BI and data analysis, check out my channel.